What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. This is episode number 32, and we're starting to do some stuff on the back of our 2-0 win over Real Sociedad. Before that, of course, the win away in Poland against Legia Warsaw. Right now, it's been a very good start to the season for Malaga. We're in second place. Of course, our last defeat came against the league leaders Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. And heading into today's episode, Girona away from home, the side we of course knocked out in the Copa del Rey semi-finals last year to reach the final of the Cup. Heading into this game, right now, we know that if we are to stay in a very unlikely title race, and at the very least stay in the top four, these are the games that have to be wins. And I often talk about it, these are the games that can be the most difficult. We dispatched Real Sociedad, great side, very comfortably at home by 2-0. Now away against Girona, I was struggling to get inside. In the end, I needed a bit of brilliant improvisation there. Adama Traore with a fantastic little flick into the path of Fran Villalba, who gets his 5th goal in 8 games. Great start for Villalba this season. He's been so consistently good since season 1. So, yeah, Malaga in front, courtesy of Villalba. Lovely flip by Traore, though, as we did get ourselves in front. And then he puts his man on the floor here with 21 minutes to go and scores our second. That was just naughty. You know those sort of games where, like, one player just seems to have the game kind of come to him. I don't know really how to explain it. I guess the best phrase that people normally use is a state of flow, a flow state. You often have it with like one particular player that you're controlling. I see it sometimes in FM as well when like one player is just in absolute harmony with the game and the game comes to him. That game there was Traore in a nutshell, man. I mean, the flick to send Villalba through was just, like, literally, I don't know why, but, like, it's the sort of thing which I normally wouldn't even try, you know? Yet that moment there, it just naturally just felt right to do it. Lovely little assist. And then, again, that little move there to put the defender on the floor, sliding in with a ball roll, and the finish as well. It's always so cool when you're in a state of flow, isn't it? You know, even better when the whole team is. Sometimes just one player you control him, but in that game it was Traore, has made it 3 straight wins in a row in all competitions. So, as we end October, right now, 3 points behind Barcelona at the top of the table. We're staying in this race for now, but of course it's very early days. We've just entered November. We've got both Madrid boys, Atletico and Real Madrid, and to be fair, Getafe in this month as well. So we know there's still a long way to go. We only just got past the quarter way stage of the season, and there's, you know, it's. I always say it's for like when it's this early in the season. It's always good to see the front runners, the pace setters, who's flowing out of the blocks, but you can't really, you know for sure how, you know, the form book is going to go for the teams that got off to red hot start. So I often talk about this, but like when a team has, you know, stumbled out of the blocks and struggled a little bit early, I think in modern day football, I don't know what it is, maybe it's the rise of social media, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I think people are too reactionary nowadays. People are too quick to, you know, write someone off or confirm someone. And that goes for, like, players and for teams as well. I remember at the start of the season, everyone was talking about, you know, Martinez at Manchester United. Now he couldn't play in the Premier League because he was too small. After, like, 2 games, he's ended up becoming a bit of a fan's favourite at Old Trafford for this season. You know, and obviously Liverpool had a shambolic start to the season. They're still within a really good shout of managing to salvage a top 4 place, which, okay, after last season being 2 games away from the quadruple, you would say is not quite as good, but even so, considering the start they had, would still be a decent, what you'd call, recovery after a tough beginning. I think sometimes people are too quick to write teams or players off, but also on the other side of the coin, sometimes we're a little bit too reactionary, like when a team gets off to an amazing start, we're like, oh, no one's going to stop them, and then they might lose pace at some point. Well, in that following game there at home to Atletico Madrid, I was absolutely shocking. Like, absolutely shocking. I got dispatched by a goal to nil. João Felix scored the only one of the goals. Well, it was the only goal. He scored the only goal of the game. I was shocking. I was really, really poor. So, yeah, it's been an amazing start to the season right now in second place, but man, there's a long way to go. You know, like, seriously, it's been an amazing beginning. Of course, I'm delighted with it, but there's a very long, long way to go. And for me, I would take, you know, Europa League again, let alone Champions League. So anyway, following game, Thursday night, staying here at the Estadio La Rosaleda on the back of the defeat to Simeone's side here, now taking on Legia Warsaw, the Polish side. We beat them, of course, in matchday 3 in the Europa League group stage. Desperately needed to win this game again, though. I said when the groups were drawn, Marseille will be the front runners, but us, Hajduk Split and Legia Warsaw will be all battling for that second place. I felt we had to win that game, and that to me looked like the easiest game of the remaining 3, and thankfully we did hold on to a 2-1 victory. We took a early lead, then got our second. Leisure have also got one late back, we thankfully managed to close the game out. There was a bit of gamesmanship, if I'm being totally honest here, but managed to get the win by 2-1, and we're back on track. So that means we win match day 5. I think that guarantees qualification to the knockout stages. So 1 win from our final 2, and we'll be there. Marseille, though, surely going to top the group now. They've been absolutely phenomenal since the start of the group, 100%. So, following game, weekend, back to matters in La Liga, and taking on the Galacticos. Real Madrid, who, if you've seen the league table, have had a shocking start to the season. But, like I said, you can't be too reactionary. These guys are the Galacticos. These guys are one of the best teams in world football, let alone Spanish football. So, of course, we know they're going to have a resurgence at some point. You know, they're not going to be playing this way for the rest of the season. There's no doubt about that. Having said that, we did win at the Bernabeu last season. We won 2-1. So heading to the game, I was pretty brave. We tested Courtois early, then hit the woodwork from a corner. A couple of great saves by Kepa kept us still tied at 0-0. But both teams going for the opening goal in this game, and there were tons and tons of chances. Tony Flores going really close here, ripping the side of the net as it was still 0-0. But on a stroke of the hour mark here, it was still deadlocked. This was one of those goals which was a little bit unfortunate. It was about to make the interception there. Deflection comes straight back to Real Madrid, and then, oh man. This guy, you know I often talk about underrated superstars in world football. I often say like Joshua Kimmich is one of those. Federico Valverde. I mean, what a baller. Like, seriously, what a player. And I know he might not be the biggest name in world football, and I know my Real Madrid fans out there will be saying, what are you talking about, man? Everyone knows how good this guy is. Well, yes, the Real Madrid fans would always tell you this guy is world class. I think sometimes there are certain underrated superstars in world football that don't quite get the praise they often deserve. To me, Federico Valverde is that sort of player. What a baller he is, man. Absolutely unbelievable. But anyway, right from the goal from the Uruguayan, we will get back on level terms. Falai Sacco from kickoff, storming down the right and smashing one into the near post there off the underside of the crossbar. That was absolutely electric from Sacco. Just played a 1-2 of El Akab, and no one was going to catch him, man. He is so quick. So, yeah, back on level terms, courtesy Sacco. Maybe Courtois could have done better with 15 minutes to go, while Real Madrid would restore their lead, and it was that man once again, Federico Valverde. I thought Kepa could have done a little bit better there, if I'm being honest. Probably should have saved that one there. Only got a touch, but really should have put it behind for a corner. In the end, could only deflect the ball into the back of the net. Regardless, can't really blame Kepa. I mean, Kepa has been so good for me since I brought him in, and in the end, Valverde's brace sees Real Madrid get the win. So, final score, 2-1 at the Bernabeu. But again, this is why I was saying earlier in the episode here, this is why you can't be too reactionary in football. You know, yes, the table right now in the top 4. We were at that point the closest threat to Barcelona leading the league, but mate, we'd only just gone past the quarter away stage. Like, it's a long way to go, and we still, of course, had the Atletico and Real Madrid double in today's episode as well. So for the following game, another Madrid guy, Getafe, coming to the Estadio La Rosaleda. Did I say Madrid guy? Madrid team coming to the Estadio La Rosaleda, and on the back of back-to-back losses in La Liga, well, we had to get back to winning ways in this game. Absolutely, desperately needed a win here against Getafe, and we'd open scoring through that man once again, Adama Traore. What a baller he's been for me, man, seriously. And, you know, you might have seen it in this save. I've talked about it a lot. I'm trying to round the goalkeeper more. It's just really cool when you put a goalkeeper on the floor. It can be quite hard to do. The timing needs to be perfect, really. But when you can do it, it looks absolutely fantastic. That's how I scored my first 2 goals, Traore, going through 1-on-1 and then rounding the goalkeeper, and then on the stroke of the hour mark here, still leading by 2 in the game, which I've been pretty much in complete control of here. Getafe hadn't really caused me any problems. Zorgain goes very close, hitting the woodwork here on the stroke of the hour mark from range, still 2-0, and then with 25 minutes to go, what a ball by Sergio Busquets into Tony Flores, and once again, I hit the crossbar. So still up by 2-0. I knew a third goal would kill the contest off, but really, to be fair, 2-0 will probably be enough, because Getafe hadn't really caused me any problems at all. My defence was standing strong. I wanted that third goal, though, to make sure the points were wrapped up, and as Acosta goes down the left-hand side, he rolls it across. And when you talk about a high XG, I mean, you can't really have much higher than the 3 goals I scored with an open goal. Yep, my third goal, just like the first two for Traore, an open goal, across down the left, rolls it across, and there is Tony Flores with a skill shot at the back stick to make it 3. Yep, fantastic performance there, and all 3 of my goals from inside the 6-yard area, I think. Well, with a goalkeeper out of his position anyway, and an open goal. So 3-0 the final score, back to winning ways there against Getafe. Lord knows we needed it. And to take a look at the league table to end today's episode off, the losses to Atletico and Real Madrid see us drop down to 3rd in the table. Barca now take a 7-point gap on us, and they're 5 clear of Atletico as well. Real Madrid finally starting to gather a little pace now up to 7th place right now, but as we approach the halfway stage, we're still in the top 4, and to be fair, whilst Barca have got a bit of separation on us right now, if you'd offered me top 4 coming to start the season, I would have bitten your hand off, so I'm not too concerned. But that went into this episode of the RTG Career, guys. Big fan of you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you had, then please do drop a like. Most of you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of the RTG Career Mode very soon.